The Witcher Sirens of the Deep is a new animated film based on the popular Witcher franchise. So today, let's see if it's worth your time. Hired to probe seaside village attacks, mutant monster hunter Geralt unravels an age-old conflict between humans and sea people that threatens war between kingdoms. I still haven't played any of the Witcher games. I said it when I reviewed the season 1. I have seen most of the Witcher show, not completely, but I was curious about this new animated film. And it does focus on Geralt, Jaskier, and Yennefer, and what they do best, and that is monster hunting. This is a film that focuses on a conflict between humans and mer people and explores both sides very nicely. You have a lot of underwater sequences with the mer people and their conflict against humans, and some tension between the two. And Geralt is kind of in the middle of this all. He starts to see one side of this situation, and then he starts to sympathize with the other group, more people, and trying to help out, just kind of stuck in the middle of it all. But he brings a lot of that intense action. Everything that I loved about Geralt in the Witcher franchise, the series on Netflix, translates nicely to this animated form. If it's big action scenes on land or in water, you see what he does so well is that monster hunting, and it's so cool in this animated form because you can kind of go a little bit bigger. There is some really epic scenes in here. The intensity is rising. There is a lot of grand moments when it comes to the different monsters that are within this film, and it's cool to see the different side of it all on land and underneath water as well. The comedy is still there from Jaskier as he brings more of that light-hearted tone to the show. I remember in the Netflix series, him kind of breaking up certain scenes with his songs and his comedy, and that works well with in here in that animated form. And the characters we do get, the mer people, I start to like them as well. They have a more in-depth story. You have a prince in here, you have characters underneath water that are falling in love, and so you see where that tension lies and the kind of the more generic conflict between characters when it comes to love. I like what was explored for these characters and giving a lot more depth to them so you have a better understanding of that conflict. At times it does feel a little bit generic, but I like these characters and the tension between the two, and more of that backstory provided for the mer people and the humans, and Geralt just kind of in the middle of it all. The animation's really swift. Like I said, there's a lot of grand moments land and at sea, but I love the more grittier aspect to it, utilizing much darker colors to portray the mer people. And even though there's certain scenes about like love and all, it never ventures into a more brighter territory for the show, so that the use of darker colors still is able to match that series and provide for that more intense look at the show. But by being a very brisk 90-minute film, you can really focus on that all-out war between the humans and the mer people. The film moves very quick, the pacing is fast. It's not trying to be something too complex by branching off into different storylines for the characters. It all feels very tight with its story while having humans, mer people, and Geralt in the middle of it all. Real quick, if you're interested in checking out The Witcher Sirens of the Deep, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you have seen the film, comment down below with your overall thoughts on the movie. If you'd like to see more exclusive content from me coming in 2025, consider joining my channel as a member, and there you can unlock exclusive movie reviews and ranking videos. While I thought The Witcher Sirens of the Deep was a lot of fun, it does have a lot of familiar tones to it. When I watched it, and a lot of what happens kind of towards the end of the film with this prince and a love and underwater, it felt a little bit like The Little Mermaid. Not bright and fun, not upbeat with a lot of musical moments. The overall structure of it all felt like The Little Mermaid. And I was fine with that because you could just kind of take that simple premise and have a much more action oriented film with that dark fantasy vibe to it. Certain villains in the movie and certain relationships just kind of had that same kind of structure, but I really didn't mind that so much. I liked the characters, but I found them to be compelling throughout, and I like that conflict between humans and mer people. Even if it did feel a little bit familiar, I liked the action. It was on this grand scale, and the tension was there, and it kept me entertained throughout. The animation is great. Geralt is still a really intense character, even if there's a huge focus on the humans and the mer people. His side and his place in all of this adds to a lot of the urgency of this movie. So not completing the entire Witcher series on Netflix and not playing any of the games, I enjoyed this movie. It was a simple 90-minute action-packed animated film that really impressed me with its animation, the comedy throughout, and a lot of that urgency for the mer people and the humans, and that tension that's got a very quick pace to it, but it's rising throughout and to a really epic end of the film. I'm gonna go ahead and give The Witcher Sirens of the Deep a B. Thank you guys for checking my review for the new animated Witcher film. Have you guys seen it by chance? What'd you think about it? Let me know in the comment section down below, and stay tuned for more up and coming content like this. My name is Just Watches Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.